Attention, Chris, buddy. Come on. Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
A lot of shows wouldn't hang a light on whatever shortcomings they have. You know, they would ignore it and they pretend. We like to be right up front. So we're sorry that took a second to get you the link. But we do completely blame Albert. And that is his job as producer to take the blame, as you know. With you now, normally we knock around a little bit on a bunch of stuff, but with this serious storm coming in, I just wanted to steal you for a few minutes to give us the update on what to expect, how much, when it will end, etc. So please.
Well, the first wave of the storm has moved in already, as you know. That brought some periods of heavy downpours and strong gusty. In fact, the strong gusty winds are still with us. But the second wave will be coming in probably early afternoon, sometime between 2 and 3. We'll feel the force of it moving onshore. And that's going to be a stronger period of storminess than we had this morning. Will probably continue through the afternoon and evening commute and may not wind down until after 8 o'clock. That's expected to bring longer periods of heavy, steady downpours just all across the region. I don't think any one region is likely to get much more rain than others. And wind gusts already have hit, I think, about 50 miles per hour or higher in the strongest ones so far. They will be even stronger with this second wave going into the evening. We may see gusts up to 60, 62 miles per hour, especially near the coast. But even over the bay and inland, we'll see gusts exceeding 50 miles per hour. So it's going to be a brutal evening commute. And of course, there's going to be widespread flooding. We have a flood watch in effect for the entire Bay Area, which is pretty unusual. We have a high wind warning in effect for the entire Bay Area. And as you see as you're displaying there, the concerns for today, very high for flooding on roads, stream flooding, creek flooding, mud, rock, and landsliding likely. River flooding is a high probability. And of course, we expect trees to be blown down and there'll be power outages.
Wow. That's quite the menu. And if you go up, Albert, a little bit, you can see above the warnings. You see the wind forecast, everything, as you said, so 40s, et cetera. But I wanted the rainfall estimates. Thank you, Albert. You had it right there, the rainfall estimates. That sort of puts a specific face on a lot of what you're talking about. So this is the 2-day rainfall total estimate?
Right. And now, as you know, Mark, given the fact that the soils are already saturated from the storm last Saturday, just 5 days ago, we get rain like this, 2 to 3 inches or more. I mean, that could produce some severe flooding and, mudsliding and landsliding and all that sort of thing. So that's why we're issuing all these warnings. As I said several times on the air yesterday, I don't want to sound like an alarmist. I don't want people to feel that this is just a bunch of hype. We'd rather people be over-prepared than under-prepared. So this is to let people know how intense the storm is, what its impacts, what its worst possible impacts might be, so they can get prepared.
But to be pure about it, this is the expected impact. It's not that you're not saying, hey, look, it might, if there's no such thing as, we used to say, a perfect perfect prognostication in the computer models. But at this juncture, looking at the computer model, if it does come to pass, as you've suggested, those then are the rainfall totals to likely expect, wind, et cetera, right?
I'm glad you said that. Yeah, this is exactly what we expect, precisely what we expect. So it's not just a worst case scenario. This is what we are projecting will happen. Yeah.
And then the last thing, Spencer, and I really will let you go, is what's happening in the Sierra, because generally you do that computation, which is an inch of rain is a foot of snow in the Sierra. What can we likely expect in terms of snow and travel up there?
Yeah, I think they gave us a report just yesterday that already at this point, even before this storm arrives, we're at something like 176% of average, or some figure like that.
Yeah,
so
right.
Basically, at the 5,000 foot level or lake level, we're expecting maybe 8 to about 16 inches of snow from this storm. Then when you get up to the higher elevations, 7,000 feet or above, it could be 1 to 3 feet of snow. And the wind gusts there, especially in the higher elevations, will be up to about 65 miles per hour. And of course, if you get up to the ridges, where very few people go, but it's important to know this, up at the ridges, we expect gusts up to 100 miles an hour. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what the storm is expected to produce.
So I was reading yesterday, you put this storm, well, it says Drew Tuma upgraded from a level 3 to a level 5, which I thought he's taking some credit for that one. But the level 5, you guys have never had a level 5 that you've put
That's
up
true.
before.
Yeah, that's true. It's a 5 level scale we use. Level 1 is a light storm. Level 2 is moderate. Level 3 is strong. Level 4 is major. We've had maybe 2 or 3 of those. We've not had a level 5, which is considered a severe storm before.
Mhm.
And the reason Drew's name is on it, well, I mean, no, he gets in earlier. Drew gets in there at like 3 a.m. So he's the
Mhm.
first person in the weather office every day to begin, analyzing stuff and putting out the ratings. But we are in total agreement. This storm ranks level 5 for sure.
Yeah, and if those who missed it, we once before, and then I'm going to let you go, Spencer. You've been so kind, but you guys discuss it. I mean, the assigning of a number and a severity to an expected storm is something that goes into a conversation and a focus that you guys all have, and you literally collaborate on this and decide, okay, we think this storm is going to be this severity, et cetera. So when you say level 5 and it's unprecedented, we expect some serious stuff. Hey, pal, thank you so much for being a friend of the show and for spending a few minutes. I know there's a lot of demands on your time today, so thank you.
Always my pleasure. And is that fresh face Albert we're talking about back there,
Yeah,
or is that Drew
that
Albert?
is Albert. That is fresh face
Albert, thank you.
Albert. Uh, he keeps kind of a low pro, but he has his act together. But when he screws up, we like to really, really lay it into him. It's kind of it's our little pastime here. So
Keep it fresh, Albert. Keep it fresh.
keep it fresh, Albert.
Albert, thank you.
Thank you, Spencer Christian. Spencer Christian, everybody. We'll see you tonight on Channel 7.
Okay.
Great stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a big one. It's a big one.
Yeah,
Wow.
already the San Jose Fire Department is putting out, they gave a press conference this morning. They're talking about trying to keep people off of the roadways. They say it's possible we'll see a lull in activity between 11 this morning and 2 p.m.
Yeah,
That forecast,
that's what he was
we had
saying
a,
too, right? That'd be a
yeah,
second wave, sort of. Yeah.
we had a lull. They forecast a lull New Year's Day, but that one didn't really, or New Year's Eve, but that didn't happen. So we'll see. We'll keep our eye on it. But there